You can shoot. I used to eat my I did that with our favorite thing. I think she gave me so little Parmesan. I asked for enough to kill me. I let it.
Hey gang, if anybody did not get chow yet, please feel free to grab something. Drinks are over there behind Bryson. He made them all himself with his eyes closed. Crew that's serving, thanks. I will come serve you some chow.
Hey, not a youth group. Not ever. Oh my gosh. I'll end you. Hi, Alana. Hi. How's your week going? Where did that come
I'm not sure. I was going to do dishes, but I'm doing more shift at night, so I don't know, like, how that's going to work. There was no one. Like, literally, my dad was like, yeah. Like, the worship leader, and I'll she was like 2 years ago, yeah, and then I go back to saying at least, I don't know how.
We have that right here.
Because he does not like some of that. So I go down and I'm just gonna work with dishes or I'm gonna do like that every morning or like instead of like 2 on 2 off. I don't know. I'll probably
Guys, I love you.
I like walking. I always say this. He likes me outside. And then
Hashtag now.
and then look at that. Friday night. So you're doing dining room? I said levels and right. I I'm happy about this team getting the It's a sleepover kind of show. I always watch this.
I know that one was bad.
I can't because there's a leg right here. I've already done this before.
Oh my gosh. I read Mickey Lee's out there. You teach your I'm gonna get messages.
He wrote a book about it.
We just like mute the thanks, Cole. Hey everybody, so hopefully you are getting some good chow. Thank you so much to our students who served from the back. Also thank you, Bella came up here and sliced all the mess out of the bread. It probably took her a good 25 minutes. Good job. They don't trust me with knives anymore. So, but I did want to do a couple quick announcements before we get started tonight. And since everybody's gotten a chance to eat, if you want to go back and get some more, please help yourself. But I did put hand sanitizer back there. If you could just do a little whoop whoop before you take your food and stuff your seconds or whatever. All right, so again, tonight, thank you for our adult leaders. If you want to go back and get some more chow at any point, please feel free to do that. What we're going to do tonight, when I call our leaders up, I'm just got a little award for them, and we're also going to, this is an opportunity for students to just kind of brag on the leaders for a bit, but I also wanted to give the leaders a chance to brag on each other. Hey, ladies, come on and grab some chow if you want to, or you can have a seat. I think that I'm probably going to set a record tonight for how many times I say chow. Just throw it, and Kylie's not even here, so. But a couple things. Our high school formal is Saturday, May 31st. High schoolers, I have that list of all who's coming. If you, for whatever reason, weren't here, or you're like, oh, I'm coming to the thing, but I didn't get to sign up on it, please just let me know tonight before you go home. Middle schoolers, I didn't need you to sign up, but middle schoolers, if you are interested in helping serve, I would love to have you do that for this event. It's going to be, again, that's Saturday, May 31st. I got to double check the time. I believe it's at 5 o'clock, but I'll double check that. But we're having dinner that night, and the high schoolers, you're going to get a role, because it's like an Old West murder mystery theme for the night. So you'll be getting those soon. Graduation Sunday is June 8th, which is a few weeks away. It's the second Sunday in June. So we're going to be doing, I think we're also doing communion that day, because there was a bunch of Faith Promise Sundays is June 1st. So we're bumping communion and our graduate Sunday for June 8th. So basically what that means, if you are a senior that is graduating, we'll set up a little circle table for you, much like the circle tables in front of you. And if you want to do like a folding board or something like that with pictures from your life or your high school or whatever like that, and set them up on there, it just gives people an opportunity to stop by, congratulate you. Sometimes people drop a card off for you, things like that. But we're also getting Costco cakes that day, so it'll be a whole bunch of delicious cake chow after service on June 8th. I think this wasn't even in my announcement stuff, but for those of you who are helping out with Pastor Tara with VBS, just keep an eye out for announcements about when there's meetings for folks who are either being crew guides or helping out leading stations, just because I think one of those meetings got rearranged. So keep an eye out for that email. NYC registration just opened up, so I'll be kind of forwarding, if you didn't already get a email from that, I'll forward that to our GP youth group in the next day or so. But we're probably, ballpark, I'm guessing, we'll probably have about 20 to 25 students or something like that. We'll probably take about, based on the number of students we have, probably in the ballpark of like 5, maybe 6 adult leaders. The cost is $28.50 for leaders. It's $2,500 for students. So it is a lot, but be saving. We're doing some fundraising stuff now too. But if adults, if you're interested, we will take a few folks, but let me know if you're interested. I'm going, Pastor Mike's going, Miss Amy Stein is going. We'll probably need another 2 or 3 folks based on the number of students we have. But that just opened up. I'll send that out in the next day or two that way. So I think that's it for tonight. We can go back to that first slide if you don't mind, Cole. And again, what I'll do when I call the leaders up here, I'm going to take a minute just to tell you guys what I appreciate about them, and then students feel free to just put up a hand and pipe in, and leaders feel free to do the same thing. I will try to, just leaders that I know have to leave a little bit early. I know Mr. Kevin, right? You got to go.
I was late, so I'm here.
Oh, okay, great, excellent. Miss Michelle, do you have, oh, you're good? Okay, perfect. Sounds great. Okay, well, anyway, I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank our leaders. You all do an outstanding job coming here every Wednesday, every Sunday. A couple of y'all do both of those things, but there's a dozen other things you could be doing on a Wednesday night or a Sunday morning, getting extra sleep, going home and playing Jenga. I don't know. I don't know what else you're doing on a Wednesday night, but I'm so grateful for the investment that you all have made in our students, our youth ministry. And you look around this community that we have up here in the youth room, and it's growing, and it's becoming stronger by students, but also by the leadership that y'all are bringing. So I'm so grateful for that, for you all for that. So that being said, I'll probably try to do this by small group / Sunday morning folks. I tell you what, let me start off with, is Scott here by any chance? Is he coming up tonight?
He said for one day a month he's not. He doesn't feel like he
I'm gonna start off with Scotty Too Hottie, and I'm gonna talk about him anyway. And I'll just give this to Michelle, and she can take it home. But Scott, if you get a chance to watch this online, Mr. Scott is the guy each month who goes and picks up our pizza from Domino's for Third Wednesday pizza. And I always tell him, I said, Mr. Scott, take a piece of it, or take a couple pieces. That's like your tax off the top. He goes, no, I just want students to eat it. And he goes, my car always smells like pizza for like 2 or 3 days afterwards. So I'm like, oh, you can take my car to pick it up if you're tired of the pizza smell. Wink. But anyway, I appreciate Scott's awesome guy. I love his servant heart. He's behind the scenes and everything. So when I call up Miss Michelle, I'll give her this to give Scott when he gets home too. All right. That being said, Miss Michelle Harlow, if you want to come on up for a second. I'll give you Scotty Too Hotties also. Miss Michelle has been doing this, I think, like longer. I know that she's been doing this longer than we got here, and because when we had that first leader meeting, you were one of the people that went out with us when we all went out to Lido's. But you've been helping every Sunday, faithfully serving with that, leading the Bible study group with the high schoolers. And I'm not trying to make anybody feel awkward, but I appreciate your servant heart and the fact that you're so faithful and dependable, and you really put a whole lot of time into studying and preparing for what you do. It's not like haphazard or anything like that. You're so studied and meticulous, and you have such a compassionate heart for the students, but you also will tell it like it is when people need to hear it. So I appreciate that. So anybody else want to share something on Miss Michelle this evening? Any other leaders want to share on Miss Michelle? Yes, Elijah.
I really like the games that you think of that you like to do on Sunday mornings. Like, it's a nice change of pace. The Pop-Tart one especially was like a ton of fun.
That's Amy.
That's Amy.
all Amy. Food is Amy.
The other game still. It was a great time.
Awesome. That's nice. All right, well, thank you so much, Miss Michelle. We appreciate it. Is Miss Amy up here? Oh, she's not able to make it. So when I call Spencer, I'll give this to give it to her. All right, Mr. Greg Granger, come on up, pal. Here's this for you, buddy. Greg, I love you, pal. A couple of things that I appreciate so much about you is you also just a faithful job of being here every Sunday. I love getting to run the middle school group with you and Mike and Elijah when he bounces back and forth. But I appreciate you always do. You're a very calming presence, and that's I know when some people such as myself could be like excited about all that you just got this even keel kind of presence. You ground everybody really well, and you do an excellent job of bringing real life experiences to sharing the stories on when we're tying them in with our Bible studies in the morning. And then I love the fact too that your upbringing was a little bit different, whereas you didn't come to Christ a little bit later in life, and you're able to share that. And I think it really helps to people to be able to relate for people who are maybe coming here and don't even know Jesus yet and stuff like that. But you do a really good job connecting with folks that way and being an encourager, and I appreciate that, Greg. And my middle school gang want to share on Mr. Greg this morning. We'll get it. It takes a little bit to get us started. Hey, oh, I'm sorry. Right there, yes. Hey, sorry, the light's right in my face.
Well, it's easy to say I appreciate you. You're my dad. But I want to say that for the people who were in this high school small group when you were with the high school guys, always getting the opportunity to hear what you had to say, along with you, Mr. Butch, Mr. Brian when he was there, and later on when Zach came along, it was great, and you've always been so open with me about just the way you were brought up, and just the fact that you were dealt those poor cards in life and still came to Christ and came around in that way. And it's such an inspiration to not only grow up hearing about that, but to see you not only tell that to me but to other people, be so open and honest about that.
Thanks, Aiden. Yes, sir, Caden in the back. And let me, right before Caden starts, it doesn't have to be somebody that you're even currently in the group with. Like, if you were in the group with the person, feel free to share, or if you're a leader and you just want to brag on each other. Yes, sir, Caden. Thanks, bud.
You're really good at giving input on like everything that we talk about. Like
Oh, yes, sir. Katie.
He was a great basketball coach.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Very good. Some of y'all didn't know this, but Caden recently became a king. And he wore his crown tonight. So, well done, sir. Oh, hey. Thank you so much, Mr. Gray. We love you, pal. Appreciate you. Pastor Mike McGarry. Come on up, pal. I think honestly, of folks I've known in this room, I've probably known Mike one of the longest because we kind of briefly gotten acquainted with each other a year or two before my family ended up coming over to Grace Point and just doing stuff together on the district. But I've been so impressed with Mike. He worked so hard to finish out his teaching career and still helping up here with youth groups. Some of y'all don't know this, but if you're planning on going on the NYC trip, Pastor Mike is doing all the travel coordinating for all that kind of stuff. That is massive headache to me. I don't even want to plan for myself going to the gas station. But Mike figures out the plane rates and the travel, all this kind of stuff, but also does a great job preaching. And if you ever don't see Pastor Mike here on a Sunday morning, it's because he gets asked to preach at other churches around our district on a regular basis. But I appreciate your heart for the Lord. I love teaching a group with you on Sunday morning, and I appreciate so much great biblical insight and godly perspective that you bring to everything. I want to share something on Pastor Mike this evening. Yes, ma'am, Addison.
You're a really, really great pool preacher.
Kevin, and then Bella.
I just want to say that I really respect your knowledge of the Lord and the Bible. It's really impressive, and I haven't been to Sunday morning picking up in a bit, but I learned something new from you, just listening to you speak. That I also value your friendship very much too. I really appreciate how close we've come in the last couple of years with softball and doing a little bit of this here and there. So I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Bella.
You're really good at explaining stuff, biblically in a way we can understand it. I guess that's where teaching comes into play. But yeah, and also I like the fact you still give people what they want.
Yes, ma'am, Lene.
I like how you give different ideas towards things. Like on Sundays, you give a whole different thing that I didn't even think about. And it just...
Just so you know, it goes both ways, because we got the middle school group. After middle school group on Sunday morning, I didn't even think about that. That's kind of cool. So I learned as much from y'all as you learned.
I'll share this. I keep saying this morning, but this evening, anybody's got somebody show up Pastor Mike today? Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Jules, didn't see your hand first.
He's a really great motivator. Even at team camp, I barely knew him, and he's like, you should go speak at up front, and that really helped me start gaining confidence, and now I'm able to do that really well. So
Awesome. And that's even before you started coming here, right? And the thing is, and to that point, Jules, I think some of us have no idea how much impact we can have on other people that we don't even realize. So just keep living for the Lord, keep being that godly example, because you're going to affect more people than you realize. So thank you so much, Pastor Mike. Love you, buddy. We'll get to the middle school fellas. Let me call up Spencer Stein. For you, one for your mom. That's not a mom joke. It just literally is for your mom. Spencer, I love you, buddy. I'm so glad to have you back with us. Most of y'all have known Spencer. If you haven't known him, he grew up through the church, through the youth group here, and he's almost done at Messiah University. He's got one semester left till he graduates, but every time he's back, whether it's an extended summer break or a Christmas break or even a weekend or two here or there, Spence is always coming back up with us, spending time with youth group, leading with us. I appreciate your passion, your heart for Jesus, and you have an uncanny way of connecting with students, particularly everybody around you. You're an includer, but I've really appreciated seeing how you do that with the younger guys too, the middle school, because they really look up to you, and I think the world of you, pal. So, anybody want to share something on Spencer this evening? I almost said morning again. Oh yeah. Yes, sir, Carter. Sorry, buddy.
I just want to let you know that, from this whole table, I know there's a lot of time you could be spending with, your older college friends that you spend with us knuckleheads. Whether it's, video game games or in the evening, or the limited time that you're back, like going to the gym with us, or doing something as simple as playing around with our trading cards, basketball cards, or whatever. So the little things like that, we remember those. We appreciate it.
Thanks for sharing that, Carter. Oh, Cole, I want to let you. I'll get you one sec. Kate, I'm all done with that piece. If you, I don't want you to be able to sit with your buddy. Thanks, Cole. Yes, sir, Kate.
Really good at getting us on track, which needs to happen not every Friday.
Amen. Awesome. Anything else to share tonight on Spence? Oh, yes, sir, Pastor Mike.
I've known Spencer since, well, I have pictures of Spencer as about yay high with chocolate all over his face, so.
Still do.
It's been amazing watching you grow, not only physically, but spiritually as well. And I love the way, when you were in youth group, and even now, how I could rely on you to reach out. If somebody new came in, I knew Spencer would be one of the people that would be there, meeting them, talking to them, making them feel welcome. You're a great example for the kids in youth group. I just want to tell you, I appreciate it. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Love you, pal. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love Coley's clapping volume. All right, Brian Harlow. Brian's another one that I met with. I met you and Spence at the same time because you guys were both going into the beginning of your senior year and stuff like that. Now, but Brian's been serving with us for a few years now, like faithfully every week with us on Wednesday night, leading the groups. And one of the things that I loved seeing you transition. I know your personality is like a little more quiet, keep to yourself until you really get to know people and then engaging that way. But I love how you had an eye out for maybe some of the middle school guys who were more keep to themselves. And like you would always connect with them really well, whereas not that other people would overlook them, but it's easier for somebody who's introverted to kind of keep to yourself and not like just kind of, okay, I'll just kind of stay to the side, I'm not going to get plugged in. But those are the kind of folks that you seek out and you connect with and you make them feel welcome, you make them feel included. I love just seeing how responsible you are. I know you're working your tail off with school and with work, and I'm excited because I know you're about to graduate as well also. But just on a personal note, I love you being with Addie, and I just you know, but I couldn't think more highly of you, pal, and I appreciate everything that you bring to the youth group, and I appreciate you always do a great job of asking, oh, do you need help with anything? You're always one of the last people to go with us and like turn off the lights and make sure everybody's safe and good like that. So appreciate you, pal. I gave you your thing, right? all right. Oh, sounds good. Anybody want to share something on Brian this evening? Yes, sir, Kaden.
He always keeps us on track.
Always keeps on track. Very good. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, King Caden. Yes, sir, Kevin.
All right, so I'm pretty sure I missed the very first Wednesday back from the school year, and I'm like, yo, where's Jesse at? I'm like, no, man, it's us, and it's you. Like, couldn't even get like, what? No, Jesse's the middle school youth leader. No, it's you and us now. And I freaked out because I was like, I'm not a youth leader, you know, I'm just like here to help, whatever. Between you and Cody and all the guys, and Jesse's amazing.
I haven't seen it yet, but
You know, you guys help, keep it together, and I don't freak out because, you guys really, help keep everything in line, keep, Tom's mindset. Yeah, keep him in line too. So I just really appreciate you, and it's been a great year with you and the other leaders, and I really just, so I don't say it more than once, you guys, thank you guys so much.
the best way to share something like with Bry Guy tonight. Oh, Zach, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would just say it's been really cool, kind of like Mike was saying about Spencer, like getting to watch both of you guys, and there couldn't be like two more kind of like different styles of personalities that are really good friends, like you and Spencer. Like it's really cool to watch. It was cool to watch you guys in the high school guys group when I first came here, and then watching you kind of just continue to step out in that. You're somebody that, because of the way that you choose to phrase things, and like you let other people talk, you let other people do their thing, but when you talk, people listen because like your words have impact, and they're like, oh, Brian's saying something, I gotta pay attention, this is something to pay attention to. and that's really cool.
Thank you so much, Zach. Appreciate it. All right, thanks, pal. Appreciate you. Bro. Hey, Justy Bobo not here tonight. All right, I will talk. Hopefully Justin is watching online and heard people say, oh, that Justin's not here. I'll just talk about him for a second. Don't we all love Justin?
Yeah!
He's got such a heart for the Lord, such a heart for people. He's so humble and it's genuine and all this kind of stuff. I was talking about people I'd known a long time, like Mike. I've actually known Justin since he was in middle school, and some of y'all who've been here a while have known him even before I knew him, like in elementary and all this kind of stuff. But he's a great asset to our team as a leader, and I know he helps out with worship a lot and stuff too. I know he's always really busy because he's trying to finish up his degree right now and stuff like that. But feel free to shoot him a text and tell him you appreciate it. We'll save this for next time. Cody Fisher. Cody, come on up. Cody, I love having you serving with us with the middle school fellas. You always do a great job of being here and showing up with us. I think one of the things that I appreciate the most, and you might not think of this off the bat, but especially until Carter was able to drive. You're so faithfully to pick up Carter and Tanner and bring them and even stick around afterwards so that they could play ball in the gym for a while too. And I know you have a long day at work and you come over here after that, but I appreciate just your faithfulness and in serving your family and things that way. So, anybody want to share on Cody this evening? Got anything for us? Oh, I saw. Oh, somebody was just scratching your head. Yes, Carter. Thanks, buddy.
Kind of off like what you were saying a little bit. Thanks for following me and my brother around. So we have this running joke that for all the times that he's taken me to youth group, when he's super old and can't drive, I will be driving him around. So that will be when you're old and decrepit. That will be
Not anytime soon.
so hopefully not anytime soon. But just you do such a good job of, and this is a little bit outside of youth group, of just being ready for our family. Like something as simple as I ask for I like cold drinks like coming out of chemo and like biting on ice and stuff, and you brought us a bag of Chick-fil-A ice, and even though it's a little thing, that means the world.
Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, thanks so much, Cody. Appreciate it. How about one Mr. Isaac Curtis? It's a good loud clapping table over there. It's not just Colby anymore. Oh, Isaac, it's been great having you serve. I know pretty much once you finish school, you start hopping in. I know you'd like help out with special events and Christmas party and all that guys did before, but you've done a great job of really coming in and working with the middle school guys, with Kevin and with Spencer and with Justin and with Cody, and I feel like you were like I don't know if anybody, I know Miss Joyce likes puzzles, but I don't know if any of the rest of us like, I hate puzzles, but you can appreciate when a puzzle gets put together just right, so you see all the pieces fit together. I feel like you were a great fit for that group with just connecting with the guys, and bringing fun, but also helping everybody to stay focused and bring it back when it's starting to get off track a little bit. But I love too the fact that every week you like hang around and play ball with the guys afterward and stuff like that too. So I appreciate that. You're a great example for all the guys. I'm so excited for you to get married coming up soon, and God's got so many exciting things ahead of me. But anybody want to share on Isaac tonight for us? Yes, sir, in the back, Hayden.
Speaking for Timmy, and you do a really great job connecting with us.
Who else want to share something? Oh, yes, sir, Aiden, thank you.
So I've known Isaac my whole life. His parents are my godparents, and they're basically like family to us. And I say the same thing for that whole group of guys that are that age range, Bryce
Thank you so much, pal. I appreciate you. Kevin Mejia. We could call it Stanley. It could be a little Stanley Cup. Kevin, it's been so awesome having added you onto our team a couple years ago. It's been so great having you work with the fellas. I love that you bring, I mentioned this with Greg, you bring a lot of life experience to the table, and you always do a really good job of connecting spiritual principles to real life experience. Like almost like modern day parable kind of stuff with the guys. I love that you have a great sense of humor, and you tease people, but you always encourage them as well. So you do a little bit of teasing, but there's a huge compliment right behind it. Yeah. So you do a great job of really caring about each of the guys in your small group and building them up, bud. And I love you like a brother. It's been great having you on here with us. Anybody want to share with Mr. Kevin tonight? Please, please. And I really, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, just say something to get it started. And I know Olivia's, I'm sure, has something that she can share with her pops. Pastor Mike, thank you, bud.
I'll be nice. No, it's been great getting reacquainted with you. And Pastor Kevin is very laid back, and he accepts people for who they are, even when we have our faults and lose control sometimes on the softball field. He still accepts us for who we are, and he lifts you up. He just encourages. So I love the way that he encourages. I love interacting in small groups with you as well. So I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, Thomas.
I really appreciate how you like to have fun and make jokes, because it makes us excited to have discussions in our small groups. But also when we get off track, you can bring us back.
I appreciate you spoke up because you're my number one target. So thank you for saying something nice.
Yeah, Isaac.
Like you kind of said with the parable thing, you are a very good storyteller, and even if the middle school boys are off on their side conversations and you're going on a story, I know I'm always locked into the story, so I think that's a good aspect.
Yeah, Olivia.
I have nothing nice to say about him, but I can brag on him a little bit. Trivia champion. Almost softball champion. You know, if you didn't quit.
Let me just push pause. Let's say 15 years down the road, you got little kids. Your dad's gonna teach a bunch of crap to your children, and then they're like, "Oh, now you gotta bust your mom's chops."
It's not a roast, Tony. This is a.
He would do the same for me.
And another thing I was thinking of, just when we did the Wednesday late night series, you did a great job connecting, playing the game, and being part of the panel.
Oh, sure, yeah, man.
Love you, pal. Thank you so much. Let's get to the high school ladies group. We call Miss Kayla Curtis. The ladies' tables came alive when we called you.
I know her.
Kayla, it's been you've been with us since the beginning with us too, and it's been so great just seeing you grow and mature and develop, and like, we're already all those things when I met you, but seeing the Lord bring you even further with that, it's been so cool seeing you always sang great, but like you're like a leader now. Like when you lead worship teams, it's great. You can give direction, you can give focus. You're faithful. You're there with us every single week with the girls. Even when you're exhausted and burnt out and doing a jillion other things, you're always here. You're always here on time for stuff. I so appreciate that. You're very relatable, and I feel like you connect with the girls on an individual level. And I think I've heard you say several times, hey, when I was where you were 10 years ago or whatever like that. And I think that's a great way to be able to relate to people, to share real life experience. So I'm proud of you, buddy. Everybody, lots of hands. All right, yes, and Lene, and then Bella, and then we'll keep going.
So, I'm not in your small group, but I know very, very well that you are so great at giving messages. Your message a couple weeks ago was so great. It reached
man, Bella.
So I've been in your small group quite a bit.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You moved up with me.
Yeah, you
Or I moved up
followed.
with
You followed us.
I did.
And I mean, I feel like you're just great. You're so relatable, like he said. And like when we're in small group, you're just so honest, like with what's going on in your life and how, like, when you mess up, this is what I do, or like when I mess up, this is what I don't do. And then you're just honest with that. You're like, I went through this, and I'm still going through it. I'm dealing with all this stuff. And it's just nice and refreshing to hear someone be so honest and not try and portray themselves. And you also keep us on track. So
I do embarrass myself on a weekly.
Gabrielle, yes, ma'am.
It's so fun to sing with you on worship team, and I love how like patient you are with me while like talking to me about Jesus and helping me in my faith journey. And you're just like such a kind person, and you're a joy to be around. And like I love talking to you, and it like people be like, oh, listen, we don't judge with you. Like there is no judging, and like I can say like whatever, and I know you'll always be very supportive, and I love that about you.
Yeah, Elijah, and then Maddie.
You lead worship like a boss. I love when you lead worship. Like your mindset, your stature, it's all pointing towards God. And it helps set the mood and attitude for the room. Like just put everything down, worship God. That's like an amazing thing.
Yes, ma'am, Maddie.
I think you're a great representation of someone who truly loves Jesus, and even in like the busy seasons in life, how you prioritize him. And I think it's like really good to have someone that, especially high school girls.
Yes, sir, Pastor Mike.
One thing about having been around the youth group so long is you've got lots of stories about leaders that used to be in the youth group.
I don't know where this is going.
Recently, Facebook memory, for those of you that don't know, Facebook is for older people. Facebook, one of my Facebook memories came up, and it was Kayla. And she was like, okay, now that Nicole has graduated, it looks like next year the Lord is pushing me to step up and be a very first person. She went out of her comfort zone. It was not something she was comfortable doing, but she stepped up and did it. And for those of you that do Bible quizzing and you want tips on how to be a Bible first person, you need to talk to her because she was an incredible anchor for our team. So.
Oh, yes, ma'am, Miss Joyce.
Well, I just want to tell Kayla that I really appreciate her. I just feel like she is absolutely real. What you see is what you get. And I know from all the applause that all of us, not just the girls, but all of us love Kayla. So thank you.
Thanks, Miss Joyce. Thank you, Kayla. Appreciate you, Pat. I just wanted to touch on something that Bella and Miss Joyce both talked about. It was being authentic and being real. And I think that's one of the kind of things, like, has anybody here ever walked into, I don't even know if they have them anymore, but like a candy shop where you walk in, you're like, and you like Candy Kitchen or something like that down the ocean. You walk in and you just smell the sugar and you know what that is. You know that smell, right?
Oh yeah.
Now let's say you walk around Candy Kitchen, you walk around the back and you see a dumpster and you everybody knows what a dumpster smells like.
Yeah.
You all can, I mean, it's a silly example, but you all can sniff it out. And you all know if we as leaders are being authentic or we're trying to be fake. I love it if somebody asks me a question, if I have the right answer. If somebody asks me something I don't know, though, my favorite thing to say is, I'm not sure, but let me check on that for you. Because I would so much be, like y'all were talking about with Kayla, so much rather, I don't know.
That's close enough.
Yeah, we'll take it. Close enough for government work. I'd rather be honest, and that's how all of your youth leaders are. One of the things that I appreciate about all of our youth leaders, there's just this degree of passion for Jesus, passion for students, and desire to be humble and authentic. And you all have a great, well, I honestly, sometimes I wish I was like 15 years old again and had a group like this, because I grew up in a church that was very small, and we really had no youth group at all. But y'all have a great crew of leaders here, and leaders, thank you all for your humility, your love for Jesus, and your authenticity. That goes across the board. All right, let me call up next Miss Abby Harlow. Abby's another one that I met, but I think during the summer because you were still in school and things like that. But I was so excited when you graduated and came back and started serving with us, and kind of like what I talked about with Isaac. I know you'd help out on breaks and things like that when you were around. But I love how responsible you are. I know you're faithfully working just with the CDC while you're kind of waiting for your next steps to pan out, but I feel like you've got the wisdom and maturity of somebody 10 or 15 years older than yourself, and I love that you bring that to the group. You're reliable, you're dependable, and I think you're very much a straight shooter with the girls, but like you're fun too. But I think a lot of times I don't know, when I was say early 20s, I hadn't found the balance yet between having fun with students and I gotta be serious at times. But I think you've got a very good balance on both of those. But you do a great job with that. Anybody want to share with us on Abby this evening? Some folks. Oh, Megan, I'm so sorry. But if you could just put your hand a little higher, just because it's kind of hard to see with the lights. Sorry, Megan.
I just love how open you are with everyone, and always gives your input. Oh my gosh! And when I talk about something, if it's not on track, you try to get us back on track without saying, "Hey, be quiet. Let's talk about this." I just love how real you are with everyone.
Thanks, Megan. Oh yes, ma'am, Maddie.
I appreciate how you can connect with each one of us individually on a deeper level, not just in small groups like you talk to us beforehand after as well.
Pastor Mike, yes, sir.
Again, I've known her a long time. I remember when she first came into the youth group. One of the things I've noticed about her is she is a quiet but unflappable presence. I don't think I've ever seen you get upset. Now you probably do get upset, but I don't think I've ever. But there've been. I love the fact that you're good. You're nice and steady. You're a steady influence. You don't allow middle school girls to get to you the way sometimes middle school guys get to the rest of us. But I just appreciate that strong presence that you are.
Thank you so much, Abby. Appreciate you, pal. I think it's fun too. Michelle is a leader, and Abby is a leader, and Brian is a leader, and Kyle's coming up in a couple of years. Who was to say? I don't know. Just something to think about. I don't know. Surely not I. I will say this. I love, one of the things I love most about Grace Point is how family-oriented the church is. I feel like it's so cool seeing so many, there's a jillion Curtises, and they're all serving together in ministry. But it's fun. There really is a family atmosphere, not just biological family, but it's an emotionally connected family too. And this church has that in spades more than any other place that I've ever seen. So that's awesome. Miss Brittany Jimerson. Brittany, I love getting to work with you. If Kylie was here, she would just brag on you all day. You're like one of her best friends, and I appreciate the fun that you bring to the group, but so much of the maturity. I feel like you always have an answer for everything, in the best way. What should we do? Brittany's like, oh, let's do this. Let's do it. But I think you've led so faithfully for so long, and somebody mentioned this about nothing. With Abby, I think, but nothing phases you. I've never seen you get worked up. Every once in a while, I like to see you get a story where you're like, oh, that's entertaining. But I feel like you're never out of control. But you're always, again, one of those the first people to show up, last people to leave. Always looking to do the behind the scenes work, and never looking for any credit. And people here, y'all don't look for credit, but you do a great job with that of just having a servant-hearted mentality, and you're always looking, not just at youth group, but I've seen you with Be More Caring and all these different other area ministries of the church. You're always serving, and I never want you to burn out or anything like that, but I appreciate you so much. Everybody want to share on Miss Brittany this evening? Megan. Aww. Everybody say aww.
Maybe we should reserve that till after she says I'm teasing up to you.
I just love how you're everyone's mom. People who don't have that, not that figure in their life, you're that for them, and you always have advice for anyone.
Awesome. Yes, sir, Mr. Kevin, then Angel, and then Addison.
He kept saying behind the scenes a lot, and we have so many of these meals, and there's this and that, and you're always right there. And this church cannot thank you enough for everything that you do, that kind of stuff.
That's just Kevin. Angel, yeah.
I tell Megan this all the time, and with her saying that you're everyone's mom, I tell her thank you for letting me join your family when my family's not family yet, and I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Addison, I saw your hand back there, buddy.
I haven't been here for very long, but like the little time that I have been here, she's made me feel very, very welcome. And when I brought up feeling guilty about things, she's assured me that I should not, and that everybody goes through stuff, and I just love that about her.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing this. Anything else on Miss Brittany tonight? Oh, Pastor Mike, yes, sir.
I'm not going to mention the dreaded C word, but when that whole fiasco went down, we were one of the first groups back on campus, and Miss Brittany was one of the leaders that stepped up so that I didn't have to do lessons every week. I think her and Kayla did an M&M lesson, I think it was. But she was there. I mean, she's always been there. When we needed a treasurer, she was the first person. I was like, why don't we have this? And she stepped up like always. And take care. For those of you that don't know, she did the envelope tree down there for fundraising. So a lot of what she does is behind the scenes, and you might not realize it, but she is very, if she were to stop helping with the teams, we would notice a huge hole.
Appreciate you, Miss Brittany. Thank you. All right, well, we have one high school lady leader left. That is Miss Joyce. But first, before Miss Joyce comes up, I'm pretty sure it's that time of night. Watch this. Oh, I don't know if y'all knew this, but I have dabbled as a magician. I will show you what I'm talking about. Zach, what's that behind your ear? Oh my goodness! Wow,
Just had to keep going. All right. Well, I'd say welcome to Wednesday, but that would be a little too formal. No, so I actually learned some things tonight, as a matter of fact.
Oh wow!
I don't know if you noticed, but this is the first fact that I found out. Miss Joyce's award actually polished itself.
Oh wow!
That is true. That is true. That is true. I also learned that she has won a Lifetime Achievement Award as well, and she actually got awarded that at birth. That is true. And I also learned that they used to give out this like Best Human Award, but they had to stop after Miss Joyce won it 10 times in a row.
Oh, okay.
And that's my time.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Nothing could stop me.
Miss Joyce, it's truly an honor and a privilege for all of us to have you up here leading with us each week in youth group. I mean, we obviously, you're always a great sport with Zach, and I love your retorts to his Joyce facts. Those make me laugh just as much, if not more than anything else. But I love just the years of faithful service you have, first and foremost to the Lord, and second to the church, and third with the youth ministry here. It's always just an absolute joy and privilege. And I know you're soft-spoken, but when you speak, people listen. And I know when we did I know you were one of our panel guests. I think it was last year when we did the Wednesday late night. You and Ryan did that one together. And I appreciated your transparency and your willingness to share and be open and to pass on godly sage advice to the students that we have here. I want to share with us on Miss Joyce this evening.
Not you.
For all the jokes, I know Zach has a tremendous admiration for you. Yes, ma'am, Bella.
You're like Miss Brittany, but everyone's grandma. Like, you give such good grandma energy, and you're like when you talk in our small group and about the message or something, it always feels so wise. You have an aura, wisdom, and it radiates. And yeah.
Well, that's a little bit better than Carter's description of someone else is saying old and decrepit. It happens. Love you all. And love your main leader here. Always will.
I have one.
Oh, yes, Zach.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I know. not supposed to talk. But now I think a lot of you guys might not know, we started the Miss Joyce Facts. We did not tell Miss Joyce we were going to start the Miss Joyce Facts. She had never known. I was still pretty new to the group. I don't think I'd ever had an actual conversation with Miss Joyce. We just kind of started it. We just kind of started it out of nowhere, and she's just been so great with that. And you can really tell she does have that wisdom, and she's just a really great person to have around the group, and I think a great example of what living your life for God, like through every stage, like looks like and things like that. So it's really, really good.
Nicest thing you've ever said.
Yes, sir, Aiden.
I just want to say that as somebody who's about to take the step out of high school and go into like the next part of life, you know, I revere your walk with Christ and just your strength and faith to be able to be at a point in your life where you've lived so much through him, so much for him, and to come and want to share that with us, not just like Carter said, this table of knuckleheads, but the whole youth group, and just to, you know, do the Miss Joyce Facts and, you know, be all for it and be all for the people here. I respect you so much for that. I respect your faith, your relationship with Christ, and I think it's wonderful to have you.
Well, that means a lot. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Aiden. I gotta tell you, I think one of the funniest things I ever saw you do too is like the glasses on the picture you showed up with those ones.
That was
great.
awesome.
Appreciate you so much. Time for some high school fellas. How about one Mr. Bryson Curtis? I'm gonna keep my distance this year so I don't get the smack. Last year, Bryson just gave me a little pat. Oh, I didn't see that. Bryson, it's been so great having you and your wife on just as leaders with us. So I'll tell you a quick story, and I'll tie this in here. When Kylie and I first got married many moons ago, we were a lot of times one of the things that they recommend, and they like just the church or people who do premarital counseling with you, they recommend take your first year and make sure that you're investing that time with your spouse. And like if they encourage you not to get too involved in too many other things, particularly like in a church service thing, because you don't want to burn yourself out of that. You want to make sure you're focusing on your time with your spouse. Honestly, I think it was on our 1-year anniversary, my pastor came to Kylie and I said, okay, what are you going to get plugged in with now? Like, he wasn't even trying to be funny. I was like, it caught me off guard, and I hate being caught off guard like that, so I try to make sure I don't do it to other people. But I do remember talking to Alyssa, because you were working here in the summer for a little bit before you started your teaching up. I said, hey, I know you guys are just getting married. If at any point down the road you'd be interested, we would love to have you guys on there. And I remember you saying, hey, we're just gonna get settled into work and all this. Of course, I totally get that. But when you guys eventually said, yeah, I think we'd be interested in coming and stepping up. Like, I feel like I know you've primarily with the middle school girls, but you've also helped with the high school girls, but I know you've been with the high school guys. I feel like neither of those groups have been the same. I think you guys are an excellent example of you know what, Alyssa, why don't you come up here at the same time too? Because let me grab yours right here too. I wasn't planning on that, but friend. But I wasn't planning to talk about both of you at the same time, but you both bring so much wisdom, so much maturity, so much kindness to the group, and I think you all are just an excellent example of a godly marriage, and especially like at an early stage of life. And I think if you look at myself and Kylie, or Kevin and Amy, or like any of our older leaders and their spouses, people can look and say, okay, yeah, they're married, they've been married for a while, but who's somebody that's relevant? Like, who's somebody that's closer to our, and not that we're not, but you know what I'm saying? I feel y'all are closer in age, and people can look at you and say, oh, that's what a a young godly marriage can look like, and it's inspirational. I feel like y'all both care so much about the groups that you work with. It's been great having you, Bryson, hopping in on keyboard. I don't know if y'all know this, but Bryson, like whenever he's playing with us on a Wednesday night or a Sunday morning, he just spends time and time and time learning all the keyboard parts, and that's probably not a natural thing, but like you invest the time to get it. And I've been so impressed because I've seen how my wife does that, and I know how much time it goes into doing that. So I appreciate your effort, and I appreciate even like through the difficult times having somebody breaking into your house, and like having friends pass away in a car accident, and just different. You guys have gone through a lot of difficulty this past year, and you've been so faithful in continuing to serve. And y'all are both just such a blessing and a huge asset to our youth ministry here. So, anybody want to like to share tonight on either of the Curtises? Yes, ma'am, Alana.
Alyssa, you're just so sweet and so kind and encouraging. You've helped me in my faith journey so much, and I'm shy, but like when I first met you, you made me feel so warm and welcome and comfortable.
Yes, ma'am, Lene.
I love both of you guys because y'all were my coaches for my first year of basketball, and it was great. Y'all were funny. Y'all were great coaches, and then I moved on from something. Alyssa, I've always looked up to you since the day that I met you in basketball, and you're just such a great role model, being a teacher and being so great with me, and being my quiz master, or not quiz master, my quiz coach. Thank you.
That's why I share Curtis's tonight, gang. Let me know if I'm missing your hand. Zach, thank you, brother.
I would just say, for both of you, it's great to have you guys kind of get plugged in. But Bryson, it's really nice to have you in the guys group. As you know, we can go off on some random tangents every once in a while, right, guys? But it's really cool to hear your different input, and you're always down for whatever the direction the group is going. We do some pretty funny things sometimes, whether it be talking about the best Thanksgiving foods and having our bracket breakdown of which one's the best one, and stuff like that. Your contributions are definitely very, very important.
Thank you guys so much for all of your I love the fact that this is an all Curtis's kind of thing too. I love the fact that so the church I grew up in, I ended up leaving when I was probably about 25, 26, something like that. And I went over to another church, and I remember going to a new church, and I was like, wow, so my dad's named Brian. It was like, wow, I'm not Brian's kid anymore. I'm my own person. I thought that was kind of cool to have that new identity and not just be my parents' kid. I love my parents, but it was nice to. But I know that y'all are at the same church as your parents, but I feel like you all do have your own identity. People know that you're Curtis kids and stuff, but you're not. That's not your identity at the church. Like y'all have so much skill, so much passion for the Lord, so much love for people, and it's cool to see you all flourishing and like being out from under your parents' wing, if that kind of makes sense. And I know sometimes that can be a difficult thing. Like I was even reading about Franklin Graham the other day. He's always going to be tied into his dad, Billy Graham, but he's got his own ministry. It's been anyway. This side note, but I thought that was kind of cool. Alrighty. Kylie Happel is not here. She and Addie are actually out of town for like Addie's trip, but I adore my wife. You all know that. She's just, other than Jesus, she's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I appreciate her godly wisdom, her patience, her compassion. Even though I'm like the staff person of our family, she's been 100% behind me and supportive and done everything that I have. I've been doing full-time ministry stuff for like 17 years and as a volunteer longer than that, but even during that time, she's just been, she's never looking for any credit or whatever, and I said, she's so gifted. I said, do you ever feel like the Lord might be calling you to a pastor, to be one? She goes, no, I feel like my calling is supporting you. And I appreciate that. And if she was here, I'd give her a big old squeeze, but she's not. So, Kai, I miss you. Let us bring up Angel Chips. That's for you, buddy. Angel, it's been an absolute joy having you on our team this past year. I think I met you years and years ago because I think you had come, as a senior, you had come with the group like to camp or something like that. I forget because you were over maybe with City, but you came and had connections here and stuff. But when you came back over and said, hey, I'm interested in like helping out with youth ministry, like I've worked with these people, and so it was really cool just getting to even more important to me than who you had worked with the past was just you telling me about your passion for Jesus. And I see you do such an outstanding job of connecting with the high school girls, connecting with the middle school girls. Kylie, my wife, brags on you all the time. She's like, I just love having Angel in there with us. She does a great job of leading. I appreciate your transparency. I know a couple weeks ago you did part of the panel with us, months ago, whenever we did the Wednesday late night. But I was blown away by just the wisdom, the experience, and again, the transparency that you have even at, I'm guessing 19, 20, 21, something like that. I'm bad at guessing ages, but I appreciate you. You've been a huge addition to the team. Anybody want to share? Oh, there's the hands. All right, let me go Chloe, and then Lene, and then Bella.
Angel, you're my best friend. You in youth group, you always when we're saying like stuff, you always like put yourself out there, and whenever we're having like hard times, you always like meet with us or like on the couches or anything, like talk to us and give us advice about what's happening. And you always like share some of your stories, so we're comfortable about sharing ours. And you're just really inspiring. You're my best. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, Lene.
Kind of connecting with Chloe. You're a great friend and a great leader. You're easy to talk to, easy to play around with. You open up to people very well. Like, I remember on the first night, there were caramel candies, and I did not like it because I can't eat things with like that get in my gum. And Angel was like, hey, there's a trash can right there. I just will always remember it. It was so funny. But I usually talk about with you my troubles and things, but I also talk about you with gossip and stuff and play around with you. You're just great, awesome.
Bella and then Annika.
So you're my mom. So I appreciate you dealing with me and this one's shenanigans. Like years was it like last year playing Fortnite with us till like 3 in the morning every single night, and then getting us skins when we won. Anyways, I appreciate that. You helping me at least with like drama, and then like just dealing with us and always just being there for us. And giving me food poisoning. But it's okay. There's food. It's food involved.
It's worth it.
It was worth it. It was Taco Bell. It was Taco Bell. It was Taco Bell. It's all worth it.
Annika, yes, ma'am.
I really like having you as a leader. I mean, I like all my leaders, but like.
Yeah, you better. Alyssa will get you.
I just think like you're a leader, but you're like different in a way. Cause like you're a leader when you need to be a leader, but you're also like one of us. Like you're like everyone's best friend.
Oh, Bella and then Megan. Sorry, Bella.
Well, obviously, I haven't been here for long, and I could just tell, like, you're someone I would want to be around, and, like, I can tell you're the type of person that influences people for, like, the good, and it just brings out, like, everybody in this realm. Like you have attention that just, like, makes me feel that, like, you're the person.
Yes, ma'am, Megan.
I love how you deal with me all the time, and like will always just come and hang out with me and just be there whenever I need you. And I loved our kids camp issues and all of that. It was really fun. But like, I just like being around you.
I appreciate it too because you come here and then you go and work the graveyard shift, and so but she works crazy. She doesn't work at a graveyard. Not to my knowledge. But a graveyard shift means like a really late night, early morning shift, stuff like that. So anyway, but I'm amazed that you have it achieved for what we do, but you have it in spades. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Miss Ashley Fisher. I'll plan this. Next year I'll do the spouses all together and stuff like that. But Ashley, it's been wonderful having you serving with us as well. I think the thing I most appreciate is you have a very tender heart for people, whether it's your own family or whether it's the girls in your small group. Kylie doesn't tell me what you all talk about in small group, but she said you're always like very quick to pray for people and look for ways to support and encourage folks that way. You have a very tender disposition about you, and it's very Christ-like. I appreciate that. Yes, ma'am, Lene, and then Chloe.
Hold on. I lost my train of thought.
You may come back to you in a second. All right, Chloe, why don't you go, and then we'll come back to Lene.
You are so nice. You're best. And also, man, I think of something and I can't figure it out.
Oh, we'll come back to you, Gabriella. Yes, ma'am.
I love how open you are in small group and how you always try to add people in the conversations, and like me talking to you, whether it's like in a group one-on-one, it's always a smooth ride. Whether it can go from like Jesus to schoolwork to just like random home lives or like what I ate this morning. Like you'll just like listen and like it's always, and I can talk to you about like the most random things, and it's just always like so calming because I know like there's no judging and you'll help me with whatever, and I greatly appreciate that. And you're always just like so kind to talk to, so kind and so easy to talk to, and you're just a very lovable person.
Yes, ma'am, Lene.
I just love being able to connect with you. You're really easy to connect with. Like, things that have happened in your life, I know there are things that have happened, and sometimes it's like I can connect with you because I've been through a lot too. And you're also really easy to talk to, and really easy to like play around with. Kind of like a kid, you know?
Yes, ma'am, Chloe.
You always give like inspirational speeches after like when someone's done talking, like we're talking about a specific topic, and you're also really easy to talk to, and like Lenny said, you're also very nice and playful, and you're just really nice and I forget the rest of what I said, but you're really great.
Thanks, Chloe. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ashley. We appreciate it. Righty, Mr. Ryan McCoy. I did it to make sure there's no chocolate inside. No, Ryan, it's been great having you as a leader as well. And I know you've been serving with us for a few years, pretty much since when you came back from school and things. I wish I was in my life where you are when I was your age, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like you're so accomplished. I love your focus, your devotion to the Lord. I love how you connect with the guys, whether it's being in small group and bringing a fun voice of influence. One of the things that I wasn't even planning to say this, but I love the fact that you're an includer. I think you've got that probably as much or more than anybody I've ever seen. Like, not just with youth group, but I've seen it with young adults too. You never want anybody to be left out of anything. You're always calling and connecting, and if it's setting up rides for somebody, if it's making sure that an event is at a place where it's easy for somebody who might not otherwise be able to get there. I appreciate that. That's a real gift, and I think all of us can learn something from you with that. But I appreciate your devotion to the youth group. I love how tight your family unit is, and how much you serve your folks. And I got to meet your uncle this past weekend and stuff like that. Mistakenly thought his daughter was his wife.
I heard that, yeah.
And then your grandma's like, oh, that's his daughter. Oh, it's like, I can't put my foot on it, but you know. But I love you, bud. I'm so proud of you. Love having you on our team here. Anybody want to share tonight on Ryan for us? Pastor Mike, yes, sir.
So I was sitting here thinking, Ryan was one of the, well, he was one of the original middle school mission
was more than that. It was like 5 different fast foods.
What?
In one
Or
sitting.
the fact that he was a quizzer, and so that we talked about the Let It Go video. If you haven't seen that,
It's almost been vaporized off of Facebook, but I see it once every couple of years.
Oh, don't worry, I still have a copy. But I've loved watching you grow up. I've loved watching you mature. I was ecstatic when you joined the youth group leaders group, because I knew that you had a solid foundation and that you would be a great example for the kids. So I won't tell any of more details, but
There's a lot.
I've known you a while.
Yes, sir, Aiden.
Dude, I was so happy to hear when you came back. You know, it was one of those things where, you know somebody so long, but then you, being the person I am now, actually getting to know you truly, and it's just, I really appreciate your presence in small group, and you know, just the way you really understand the way we see things, you know, and you always relate it to like as guys, you know, like as guys we go through these things. It's an all guys thing, you know, and you really understand that to its finest degree, and you're really good about conveying your understanding of things, and just your input is always very heavily weighted. I appreciate that.
Thanks, pal. All right, appreciate you, Ryan. We call Mr. Elijah Perry. Elijah, it's been, I've told you all this before. Kylie and I have known Elijah since you were, I guess, just coming into your senior year of high school.
Yep.
And at that time, like, you know when you could tell something about somebody right off the bat meeting them? Yeah, Kylie and I noticed, like, you've got a pastor's heart. We saw that right off the bat. Like, your passion for the Lord, your wisdom for the Lord, your intellect that was so far above. I remember Kylie, when you were a senior in high school, Kylie saying, if Elijah was leading a church, I would go to that church. And it's really because the Lord has done so much work in your life. I appreciate when you shared a couple, I guess it was 2 months ago or so. Your life has not been an easy one. You've gone through a lot of poo in your lifetime, and you've remained faithful to the Lord. Sure, there have been questioning times. There have been, Lord, why, I don't understand this, but never like, God, why I ought to. Because that you hear stories about that with folks, and God can handle our frustration. But when you're going through a difficult time, rather than shake a fist at God, realize one, that God is with us through all the things that we're going through. And maybe a better question is God, I don't understand how. How do you want me to handle this? Help me through this. How can I be a good representation of you through this? And I mean, that's just one small part of your story, but I appreciate how hardworking you are. You just, even when you were going to school, you were working at a couple different churches, and just you have such a heart to serve. And I love you like a brother, man. You remember Mason Wingate? He would tell me sometimes. Now this is a gentleman we used to know from a previous church, and he's 20 years older than I was. He would tell me pretty regularly he wanted me to be his dad. he's like 20 years older than I am. I kind of feel like that way about you, Elijah. Like, you can be my dad, and I'd be so cool with that. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you do similar to what Ryan does. You do a great job of connecting with anybody around you. Everybody talking to you feels like they're important. You make them feel like they're the most important person in the room. Whether it's middle school guy, middle school girl, high school guy, high school girl, whatever it is, or a leader, you make everybody feel valued. You're fully present, and you're fully invested in every conversation you have. And I think that speaks so highly to Jesus' heart. Like, especially when you see Jesus conversing with people, like he was fully present, fully there, and wanted to make sure that those people had his attention. So I love you and I appreciate you. I wanted to see if y'all like to share on. Yes, sir, Aiden. Thank you, bud. And then we'll get Chloe next.
This guy, let me tell you, I've only known him like 3 years, but it feels like a lifetime. And it's the fact that I could go all night about all the amazing things that I've had the opportunity to do with this guy. Whether it was the McDonald's trip, or the Star Wars conversations, or, anything that even happened at Pathways, in all honesty. But, I am so glad I listened to Nick that one week I decided to come to that old youth group. did I meet you, but I met some of the people that mean the most to me in my life, and I wouldn't have met them without you. And it's the fact that you are so good at just like Pastor Jesse said, you're so good at just including people and making them feel welcome and making them feel like they matter. And it's such an impressive thing that you articulate yourself that way. And it's the fact that you care so much for so many people is such a beautiful thing. And I could say a million words, but I just want to I care for you. I love you, man, and I appreciate just the opportunity to have you in my life.
Thanks, man.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Chloe, and then Angel.
Hi, Elijah.
Hi.
Elijah, you are my bestie.
That's what you said about
I can have more than one bestie. You are so inspiring. You threw your sock at me, though.
Not intentional.
Because I did ask for it, though. But you give such inspiring words, and you're my bestie.
Thanks, Chloe. All right, Angel. Yes, ma'am.
I met you, I think it was my senior year of teen camp. Because we had the small churches, so we got sat together.
Yes.
And then we all decided, me, Nick, and Aiden, we all decided just to go to Five Guys afterwards. And everybody's exhausted after teen camp, and you were just like, let's go!
Let's do it.
Yeah, it was great. It was amazing, and I'm really happy I got to know you. Now that you're here, it's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, ma'am, Lene.
Hi, Elijah.
Hi.
Oh, we did the same thing. You're such a great pastor as it is. Like, a great pastor. Like, everything. You're good at, like, speaking, like, the word and everything. But you're also great at having fun with it. I loved all the jokes that we make and all everything. I just don't like how you're still
Amen.
Yes, Zach.
Yeah, man, I've known Elijah Perry for quite some time now. His mom was actually my teacher in our homeschool group, so yeah. And so
Mom joke.
when I got to
Oh, your mom was my teacher.
oh God, no, she's great. I wish she's my secondary mother. I always tell her, and it's pretty funny we have that little gag. But yeah, so I've known Elijah since he kind of told part of your story a couple months ago, and like I've known Elijah going through like the not being super stoked to be in the state of Maryland and hating everything about it, and just watching how much God's worked in your life has been awesome, and you really are just a massive boost to everybody that's around you, and we're lucky to have you, and we really enjoy having you, especially with the high school guys. For the time that we do, we're stoked that you're here, man.
Thank you so much, pal. Appreciate you, brother. And Zach Lowe. Zach Lowe, come on up. I did not bite that one for chocolate. I found out Braxton's Oh, good. Zach, I love you, pal. It's been absolutely outstanding. We've been working together for, gosh, probably 8-9 years at this point. Yes. Yeah, I think 2016 is when we started. I mean, I knew you before that, but that's when we've been doing this for a hot minute together. You're so gifted. You have such a great heart for people. I love just you like leading worship, and I haven't seen Zach ball in a hot minute, but you always do a great job at really leading like discussion groups you're in, like with your small group fellas. A lot of, for anybody who doesn't know, Zach serves here, but he's also plugged in with like 3 or 4 other Bible studies that meet on a regular basis too. Some with his cousins and friends back closer to where he lives. And but I appreciate your faithfulness and your dependability, and I love your heart for worship, and I love that we got to do that series with Kaylee's here too a couple weeks ago. But the worship is at the core of this man's heart, and I know like that's a big thing with your family too. And I feel like it's not just your family thing, but it's your thing too. You kind of carried that faithfully, and you do a great job of. I love how you always play ball with everybody at the end of youth group as well too, which is awesome.
Can't let him get off too easy.
I did get cleared from my doctor yesterday to start playing sports again.
Oh, let's
so,
go!
So I'm excited about that. I may fall over some, but we'll see. That's all right.
Brittany has something to tell
Oh, yes, ma'am, Brittany.
I just want to say that Zach, I'm so happy that your teacher's doing that.
I thought you were going to tell him he's not supposed to play basketball.
I mean, that too.
I'll lecture him afterwards.
We'd like to share on Mr. Zach tonight. Megan and then Bella.
I just love how encouraging you are, and you always make me want to believe. And I just love how like you're just always so fun to be around.
Okay, I've never said this to you, but wait. Listen, guys. Okay, like when you lead worship, I generally just like get excited because I love the songs you pick out. Like I don't know, there's a feel to them, and I'm like, wait, I forgot about this song, and then I add it to my playlist because I forgot about it, and then yeah. So I just love how you're just so upbeat. You're good. You know how to talk to people, and you know, I'm just really bad at expressing that. So yeah.
Thanks for that. Whoopsie daisy. Your Honor, my client pleads whoopsie daisies. Yes, Carter.
Zach, it's just been such a blessing having you as like one of our leaders in small group. I know particularly over the past couple weeks, you've really tried to get us involved, like getting something out of every night, like, and outside of small group, like Pastor Jesse was talking about, just with worship over the past couple years now, I've had the privilege of playing alongside you and just learning and growing and having the blessing of doing that. It's been amazing for me, and I'm, as we've heard from many other people, God has gifted you with the ability of worship, and you have used that as well.
Yes, sir, Elijah.
So, as Zach said prior, we have known each other for a hot minute. Our families have known each other since classical conversations back in the day. And as I've gotten to know Zach, one thing became incredibly apparent. You're such a big nerd in many different aspects. I feel like we can have a deep conversation about cheese and all the intricacies of cheese, and also like a really deep theological conversation about God. And I think that's awesome because not only are you great to be around when we're goofing off and we're just having fun and getting to know each other, but also you're someone who I can go to if I have like questions about God or if I wanted to ask your opinion about something. Like I look forward to hearing what you're about to say because I know something about you. So that's an amazing thing.
Oh, yes, ma'am, Gabriella.
Same with Kayla. I love singing with you for worship team. It's very fun, and I love how when you're talking for the youth group or singing for worship team, I love how you can just like dedicate your whole heart to Jesus, and I love your relationship with God. It's very inspiring, and I love your Miss Joyce facts. I love how you find them out, whether it's your little private detective or you just know them. Hallelujah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. Yes, sir, Cole.
Building off of what some people have said, the new stuff you've introduced into our small group lately with seeing what would work best for everyone and incorporating that's awesome. That's great. Helps me out a lot. You're really inclusive, really kind. Love that you play basketball with us after. It's always fun. Just thanks for being open and awesome.
You guys know this, but Zach's got ideas for days. Like, you're so creative, and I love it, man. You bring up stuff like, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, true. Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much, pal. Appreciate you. I wanted to ask a question tonight. First of all, thank you all for being so encouraging and validating. If you're somebody that maybe didn't share tonight because it's uncomfortable for you to do that, I would encourage you over the next week or two, take like our note card table at the back, write out a note to somebody. If you're like, I'm not comfortable speaking in front of people, but write a note and send it to them. But to say it, I wanted to also ask a quick question of folks that are in here. Now, think about Grace Point, period, Marley Park, period. I don't mean this just since myself have been here, but before that. How many of you are youth leaders now who were a student in the youth ministry at Grace Point or Marley Park or anything? Let me see a hand. Look around the room, folks. There is a good number of folks here that are serving in that capacity. And one of the things I think is so cool about that is the fact that I saw this pastor do this thing one time. He had it was like a whole circle set up for everybody, but they had an empty chair there. Or it was either that, or maybe it was up on the platform and there was an empty chair. And one of the things that I think the point that they were trying to make in having an empty chair is there's always room for more people. There's always room for people to come and join. Kylie talks about, you might have heard Kylie talk about this. She talks about if having a conversation with people, don't stand in a circle, stand in a horseshoe. Because she said, if you stand in a horseshoe, there's an opening on one side and people feel more welcome to come into a conversation than trying to bust into a circle that's already closed. This is an award that doesn't have a name on it. And one of the things I was thinking about with that same mentality is, it's been so cool for me to see folks, even since I've been here, who were students and then became leaders. I met Zach his senior year of high school, and he came back not long after that and started serving. Where did Zach? There you go, a second ago. And at our previous church too, there was folks that had come up through the youth group. Elijah, I met him his senior year in high school, and it's been so cool. And I know that there's folks that I went to when I was y'all's age. I told you I was from a church with a pretty small group. There was a few of us that were there, and almost all of us are still serving the Lord to this day in some capacity. So, all that to say, if you're, as you're going along, and I've had students come and say, hey, well, what is it like being a youth leader and all this kind of thing? If you're thinking about that, please keep that conversation going. Please keep that conversation open, because take a look at all the leaders around this room. Somebody invested in us. Somebody gave us an opportunity to step into a role of being able to serve as a youth leader because we love Jesus, because we love you, and we want to kind of share some of the experiences that we had along the way and help you to grow in your faith walk with the Lord, and maybe if possible avoid some of the mistakes that we made. So there's always room. There's always room at the table. There's always room in our youth group. I'm looking around the room here, and I know we got some new folks this evening who came for the first time. We are so happy to have you, and I would encourage you, keep coming back. This is a little bit different format night than we do, and I want to make sure I get a chance to meet you before the night's out. But I do want to thank you all so much for doing that. And if you feel like the Lord is calling, I was talking to somebody just this past weekend. Hey, do you feel like the Lord's got maybe a call to ministry on your life? Let's explore that. Let's have that conversation. Talk with me. Talk with our other youth leaders, because we want everybody, whether it's in a pastoral role, a missional role, a regular job kind of role, but you're still serving people in the church. We want everybody to be able to be plugged in and to realize their God-given potential and calling and what they have. Zach, yes, sir.
Yeah, I had a question. It was mostly just to distract you for a second while Pastor Mike kind of leans up and grabs that.
Because you knew you weren't going to get away with that. So
and I'll just let him talk for a second.
What would the Pointee Awards be if we didn't celebrate our leader as well?
Preach it.
Every year at this time, I talk about the fact that I was serving as an interim youth leader, and Pastor Phil brought me into his office and said, I wanted to let you know we're hiring a youth pastor. And I just want to let you know who it is. And once he said Pastor Jesse's name, like Jesse had said, we had interacted a lot, and I was like, oh, this is great. This is gonna be awesome for our youth group. So I've enjoyed serving. It sounds like I'm done, but I'm not really. I have enjoyed serving to this point with Pastor Jesse, and look forward to serving a lot more in the future. But we want to hear what you guys have to say. Who wants to say something about Pastor Jesse tonight? Oh, geez, where am I going to start? And I see what you mean about the lights. You can't see. We're going to start this way and go that way. So we'll start with Caden back there.
Thank you for being extremely
honest.
I appreciate how, like, whenever somebody new is here, it always make them feel welcome and not like a stranger. You make them feel like they've been here for a long time.
Jules.
I like that you always check in on us no matter what. Just like make sure we're like comfortable and like happy, and you always try to look for the good parts of the bad. And I just love how like I don't know, sweet you are.
Olivia, and then Lene, don't worry.
I always love how thoughtful you are, especially with my nerd dad. He gets annoying sometimes, so gets annoying, just tell me. But especially when my grandmother passed, like Pastor Jesse offered to pick me up from school when my grandmother was in the hospital, and I still remember that, and I really, really appreciate that.
Lene.
I love how open you are to everybody. And I know I've never seen you ever like pick on somebody or like you do, but like in a nice like sort of Pastor Jesse way. And like when people ask me about like you, it's just he's Pastor Jesse. You're just your own personality. You send a great like message to everybody. You're just Pastor Jesse.
Gabriella.
I love how you always make youth group feel like a second home to people, and how you're always so opening and like thoughtful, and how you care about like it's kind of like with Jesus, like he doesn't love one person more than the other. He loves everyone equally. That's the same as you. Like you don't have favorites, or Annie might be an exception because she's your daughter, but like you don't have favorites. You treat everyone equally. Like you just love everyone the same, and you're always like very welcoming towards everyone. And when I was getting baptized, you had to have me go through like a little interview kind of, and you were so like accepting over my faith journey. Like I stepped away from Christ for a few years, which I was always very like hesitant to tell people. Now I'm very open about it because you were so like kind about it, and you to like tell me it's okay, and you were always like checking in on people, which someone already said, but you're always checking in. You're like, how was your day? How was your week? And you always offer to pray for people, which is very like kind. And I just love how kind you are with everyone, whether they've been here for years, whether it's their first time here, whether they've been here for a few years, they're coworkers. Like you're just so like kind with everyone equally.
Chloe and Bella. So Chloe first.
The first time I came, you did introduce yourself, and it was really nice. And you said, I'm trying to remember, it was a long time ago. You said, hi, my name is Jessie, what's your name? And I said, my name is Chloe. And when you first introduced me, I felt really excited because it was a new place that I was coming to, and I haven't been to the church in a while. And you were really open, you were really nice, and you make really funny jokes. Really funny jokes. You're open. You have a very nice voice when you do the singing thing sometime. You put words. You're really inspiring and stuff, and you're really nice.
Bella.
So the first time I came here, Lene introduced me to you, and she was like, hey, this is our pastor, Pastor Jesse. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's so cool. He looks so fun. I'm going to have such a good time. And yeah, that's true. I'm having such a good time. And I've only been here for like 2 times. And I had the most amazing times.
Jonathan.
I like that you
Addie.
I appreciate how much you pour into. Whoa. I appreciate how much you pour into everyone, and you put everyone above yourself. And I think the impact that you have on everyone is more than you can imagine, and like the lasting impact of that. And I just want you to know that we appreciate you.
He did. Already told us he.
You've been a pivotal person in my growth in my faith, and I'm sure almost everybody in this room could say the same. You live and breathe the way I wish to be. I strive to be. You know, you carry yourself in such a Christ-like way, and you're so humble about it. You're so humble about it, and it just first day you came here to, what is coming to my last days as a youth, it's so amazing to have that opportunity to go to high school and have such a concrete person to be like, yes, this person cares, this person, has that godly wisdom, has been through the strides of life, and has heard everything in the books. You say it so much. You've heard it all, and you helped with it all. And I just appreciate you.
Thank you. Cool.
So, I don't think there's a single person in this room that does not look up to you. I think everybody in this room does. You are awesome. You encourage us. You don't push us. You encourage us to try new things. You encourage me to do slides. I absolutely love doing this. I remember the first time I met you, you came up to me at BVS. And at that point, you probably also had just met Carter, because I remember, the confusion between that, but that's awesome. I don't think a single person in this room could tell us apart when we first met. But you're just super encouraging. Everybody looks up to you. I don't think you get enough just appreciation for what you do. It's true. We all love it. We need to say thank you more, so thank you.
Carter.
A little bit, everybody's kind of repeated some of the things that need to be repeated, but a little bit of what Cole said. People have no idea how much you actually do, like on top of what they do see. Like, I know you go home and you breathe a sigh of relief, but even when you're home and with your family, just you emit the light of Jesus. Like, I hear it from everybody, like, and we can hear it in this room today. Like, God has blessed you to be a leader, and that's what you are. You're our leader. Whether it's leading worship, like, I would not be playing drums probably the way I do if it wasn't for you, like Cole said, encouraging me to go and do that. And I know you encourage everybody, and you're there loving and supporting them. Like, you were there on this past Thursday with me in the hospital for my treatment, and you have no idea how much that means. So, just all of us, we love you, and we're so blessed to have you and your whole family here.
Ava.
I mean, like everyone said, like, we appreciate you, like, oodles and oodles. Yes, I said oodles. But I just personally just appreciate your encouragement, not only your encouragement, but your consistency and your intentionality with not only people, but in every game, every message, every worship set list, whether it's on Sunday mornings or here at youth group. And I like kind of like Carl, I wouldn't be the worship leader I am today without you. And not only you, but like you and the Happel family, we just love us some Happels.
When you gave me the chance to speak the other day, I talked about how I'm really big into the principle of unanswered prayers. And I told the story about when I started coming here, I started coming back to the church. I just wanted to get my little corner seat back there by the door and just sneak on out as soon as service was over. And God's like, you're some dumb. There's a guy there who's like, it's you. It's like your kindred spirit. You're gonna meet this guy. We were destined to meet. Okay, and there we are at the Halloween. I'm sorry, it's fall festival, right? And he's like, hey, buddy, that kind of deal. And I was like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. I'm like, whatever. But God put you in my life, okay? And I'm fully convinced of that. I told you, like I said, I just wanted to just come, peace out, see you guys next Sunday. Look at me here now. Not only do I serve with you every Wednesday or most Wednesdays, we did the scavenger hunt with those guys, really involved in everything, and I had no intention of doing that, and I had an in memorial epiphany. Like, I was giving my mom's memorial speech at her memorial, whatever, and I could see Jesse up on the thing, and I had realized that my mom wanted me to get more involved in the church. She didn't really vocally say it, but I knew it meant the world to her. So she got to see that before she passed on. And I realized it at that moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's been the plan all along. Like meeting you has gotten me involved with this softball ministry, just the little kid thing, BBS, right? Imagination Station. Looking forward to it. And then, again, from a guy who just wanted to just get his little seat, sit there for an hour, and go home. And now I'm here with you guys all the time. And it's not just you. All of you people are wonderful. I appreciate all of you guys. But just on a personal level, you mean the world to me. You really, really do. Like wrestling's not our only thing together. But you text me during wrestling, or you invited me over to your house to watch WrestleMania and whatnot, or you'll just check on me. Like Olivia said, you offered to pick her up from school when my mom was not. You were there when she was, and you just you didn't know anybody. You just kind of stayed there in the back in case anybody needed a prayer or anything. Like you just stayed there for a really long time, like more longer than you had to. And I felt bad for you, but you were willing to do it. Because that's the kind of person you are. You're so self-sacrificing. You just think of others before yourself. And maybe I'm not saying the right things, but I'm just saying dude, you're the best. Like everybody here, if they raise their hand because they're shy to speak, whatever, I know everybody here loves you and looks up to you, and just because you're taller than everybody else too. I don't even know what else to say, dude. Just thank you.
I couldn't help but think, I'm the fundraiser guy, right? How many of you would pay money to see these two guys go at it in the wrestling? We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And anybody ever watched The Office? I'm not necessarily advocating for it, but there's this one episode. It's a funny show, and there's one time toward the very end of the whole show, and the one character says something to the effect of do you ever? What does Andy say? Something about the good old days. You don't realize they're now, or something.
I wish you could tell they were the good old days when they were actually happening, or something.
Oh yeah. Brothers and sisters, God's got huge plans for each and every one of us, but I look at this, I'm like, this is the good old days right now. Well, I'm going to look back at 20, 30 years and just be like, man, look what God was doing and is going to continue to do. Cherish this time, brothers and sisters. It's an awesome community that the Lord's put together here. I love you all. Thank you all so much. Again, continue to build one another up throughout the course of the year, because it's what Jesus would do. I'm going to pray, and what we'll do, if you would like some seconds or thirds or fourths or however many times you got chow, there's more stuff in the back tonight. What we will do, I prefer not I don't want any of the leaders to help with this cleanup stuff. Students, if we could, hopefully you got some candy and stuff. If not, you just stick it in your pocket for later. But if we could, in just a couple minutes after I pray, if we could throw out trash, fold up tables just to kind of take stuff down, and then extra food stuff I'll take down at the very end of the night. We will have some time to go down to the gym and play ball and hang out and stuff like that. Again, we're not doing small groups tonight or anything like that, but it would be nice if we could spend just 5 minutes of cleanup before we kind of went downstairs for the night. I went through a couple announcement things earlier, but let me know if you have any questions on that. Biggest upcoming things are the registration for NYC opened up yesterday, so I'll get that information out to y'all. If you haven't already gotten an email, some of y'all got that email already. The high school formal is Saturday, June. What month are we in? May 31st. Thank you. And then for those of you who are graduating high school, the graduate Sunday is going to be Sunday, June 8th. So feel free to set up those of you who are graduates. Aiden, I don't think Nick and Ryan are here tonight. I didn't see Haley. I know Eddie's out of town. you might be the only one here tonight, Aiden, of who is graduating. But you can make one of those like little trifold boards. We'll have a table set up for you and stuff like that. So cool. Love you all. Let me pray for us tonight. As we're cleaning up, if there's somebody you don't recognize, please introduce yourself. Make them feel at home tonight. Lord Jesus, we thank you so much for this awesome community. I thank you that you have specifically, none of this is by accident, Lord. This is by your hand, your direction, your intervention, Lord. I just pray that as we continue to follow you, as we continue to be an encouragement to one another, thinking about Barnabas, Lord God, the scripture called him the son of encouragement. Help us to be Barnabases to one another, really for the rest of our lives, Lord. And whether whether in 10, 15, 20, 30 years we're still at Grace Point, or if people are moved to other parts of the country or other parts of the world or whatever, Lord God, I just pray you would continue to help us to build this community. I just ask for, if there's anybody in our room that needs a healing touch tonight, Lord, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, just that you would provide that to them. Please give us a good rest of our evening tonight and keep us safe on our way home. In Jesus' name we all pray together. Amen. We'll plan to go downstairs in about 5-10 minutes, but if we can do a quick clean up, that would be awesome. Hey gang, I'm sorry. Sorry, I already turned off the microphone. Chairs we can leave because we'll use them for Sunday, but rolling tables, if we just want to roll them like over there behind where Olivia is against the wall, we can put the tables there. Thanks. Oh yeah, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Scott, for love you, pal. I appreciate you so much.
Pass Jesse. Did you want these on the side or?
I'm gonna do a quick time and then I'll send it out for some. There was a couple new folks that I was going to introduce myself to. I didn't get a chance to mention. Anywhere is great because I'm gonna, you know, like my little purple vacuum. I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna set the stuff in everybody. Thank you so much. Gracie is not gonna do it. Yeah, I was gonna try to. There was a few folks that came tonight. I didn't get a chance to meet them all.
I don't even know who
Yeah, but Cody invited like a few, and like I met her one friend. I forget her name. I think she used to go here. Is it I met Kate and I know her. And then there's right here. Oh, which leave them because I'm gonna vacuum and then set it up for Sunday. Thank you, I'm Jesse. What's your name, buddy? I'm sorry. Oh, no. Nice to meet you. Did you, I was going to say, did anybody invite you out tonight? How'd you hear about the church?
There's nothing in there. I'm gonna come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Bakumi played basketball.
Always did.
Or do you live around this area? Where do you, are you, like, you go to school around here? Or you homeschool? I was gonna say, probably don't know.
Things get in your belly. No, it's just like, you just a natural thing. I'm saying there's like rats or but like they just like just naturally sweat like your belly button will sweat. No, I said it's never dirty. It's always clean.
I like to play, I think she had she was a sweet lady from the little bit that I knew her. What position you playing football? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get it. It takes me a little bit. Nice.
Well,
you gotta be speedy though.
my mother just
I was a tight end. I wasn't as fast as receivers, but I wasn't quite as big as the linemen. I could catch over that. So they have like a JV or high school team there, or okay.
well, like, I don't know about you, but like when I'm on trip with like people that just not my family, I will ask this. No, I also don't even ask my family. I'm never the person to say I feel that.
I know a lot of times I'm down at the grocery store,
oh yeah. But anytime I'm with like any group, I'm like I will hold it until we get there because I'd rather just get there. But if someone has to go, then I'll go.
I'm glad you invited friends. Did you go to AACS also? I knew you were really out for basketball.
Hey, Lily was she was doing it too. Yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah, we're going to head downstairs and then we're going to see the gym for That's great. Hey gang, thank you all so much for cleaning up. If you'd like to, we can head on down to the gym and hang out and play ball. Let me get back to Brian. Can I give you my keys? Is that okay? Hey, Brittany, I'll take it. I'll get that.
Elijah, get a load of this guy saying you can't eat things with a knife. Me and Alyssa says it's preppy. It's okay to eat.
Excuse me, I guess.
Elijah?
I know, right? I didn't know that was a great sin I committed.
Palmer's up here jamming.
Hey, Palmer. So, Brian, Spencer said get his drink and his two trophies that were on the table.
There's no table.
Problem is,
There's no table.
oh, no.
There's no tables.
Hold on.
Hold on. Check those. It should say
No.
Amy and Spencer. What is playing?
Music. We're trying to find Spencer.
Palmer, is this your jam?
Sure.
We walked up here. You're the only person up here. And you was jamming, I guess.
Hey, there was someone.
Oh, there was. Gabby, is this your jam? Is this song is your jam, Gabby? No. That is
This is the best song ever.
Sure?
Yes, no, I was looking for this. Why is the music so late?
I don't know. To be honest with you. We're gonna cry.
I'm just kind of hoping that they
I think awesome.